I want you to watch this video about David.
I'm dating this young lady that I meet in college. The relationship became sexual very quickly. And very soon afterwards, she comes to me with news that I wasn't ready to hear, that she was pregnant. It was weeks later before she had the abortion. So the morning of it, she calls me and she asked me the same question she's been asking me for weeks. David, do you think this is the right thing to do? I did say, yes, I think it's the right thing to do. And later on, afterwards, we talk on the phone, and I can't even understand what she's saying. She has been traumatized by what she has gone through. She is crying. And I knew, even though I wasn't a follower of God, I knew the decision that I made was actually choosing my life, my dreams, my plans above this baby. I knew it wasn't a blob of tissue. So that immediately brought a lot of guilt and a lot of shame. I would go into depression, very deep depression, and not know when I'm going to come out of it. And I realized it's because of my selfishness and my sin. That day in the midst of my apartment, all alone, I felt like the presence of God met me. And for the first time in my life, I bowed my knees before God. I asked Jesus Christ to forgive me for my sin. I rose up with a peace that I had never known in my life before. At this point, I'm thinking I'm a man whose life has changed. You know, I'm Christian and I have a wife who is a Christian, and so things should be different and be better. But there's some other things that I'm realizing that are still in my life. There's this tremendous anger, and it was affecting us. It was affecting our marriage. It was affecting my relationship with our kids. About 15 years since I've been walking with Christ, I ended up taking a position to be a chaplain of an NFL team. And in the process of that, I have a conversation with this guy. I never shied away from any parts of my story. He goes, David, how have you allowed Jesus to heal you from the wound of abortion in your heart? I said, I've never specifically asked Jesus to heal me of that wound. So he goes, can I do two things? Can I send you a book? And then the second thing is, can I set you up with a male peer counselor to go through an abortion recovery Bible study? And I said yes to both of those things. And God began to minister to some of those areas of anger and depression and to begin to lift those. And he's transforming me and making me a better husband and a better father. But it was years along the way. And it took really another man to point out to me that there might be a connection between what you experienced with that abortion and some of the pain and the hurt that you're experiencing in your life. So I would say, don't hear this and walk away. If you don't do anything, this will continue to affect areas of your life. But if you allow the light of Christ to shine into that dark place, he can begin to bring healing, a healing that will not only be for you, but it could affect your relationship with your wives if you're married, with your children. You know, God cares about the preborn baby, and he hates the shedding of innocent blood. But God's heart is for more than that. God's heart is for the mom and the dad to have an encounter with the author of life so that their lives are radically transformed by the grace of God.